what you see here is the sagittal section or the mid-sagittal section of the brain. So what is a sagittal section? If you cut your head into an equal right and left half, this is called a sagittal section. You can see how the cut is gone. It's a sagittal section, and what you see here is a right brain or the right cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, etc. So you can see the right side of the brain from the medial aspect of the right hemisphere. I hope this is clear to you. Shall we go ahead? Okay. Now let us see the other areas. Now let us start from the spinal cord and slowly ascend up. So here we have the spinal cord has been cut here. All right. Now as you go up, there you can see the parts of the brainstem. That's a medulla oblongata, followed by the pons. That's a pons, and the bulge forwards of the pons can be seen here. And as you go up, you have the midbrain. That's the midbrain. All right. So the brainstem contains medulla, pons, and the midbrain. And from the spinal cord, inside the spinal cord, there is a spinal canal. As the spinal canal moves up, it opens into the fourth ventricle. Here is the fourth ventricle. You can see a rhomboid shaped fourth ventricle here, which is seen behind the upper half of the medulla, correct, the upper half of the medulla and wall of the pons. Okay, so that is the location of the fourth ventricle, and behind the posterior ventricle you can see the right cerebellum, the cut surface of the right cerebellum seen from medially. Okay, so now, so that's all about the brainstem, the ventricles, and the cerebellum. Now here in the midbrain you can see a small tube here, a duct known as the aqueduct of Sylvius here, which is seen inside the midbrain. Okay, and here behind you can see the superior and inferior colliculus of the midbrain. As you move up further, you reach the third ventricle. So here is your third ventricle. So third ventricle is seen between the two thalami. So this is the right thalamus. Below the thalamus you have the hypothalamus. All right. And this, so here the cursor is right now moving in the third ventricle. So there is one third ventricle which opens into right and left lateral ventricles. You can see an opening called the interventricular foramen. So here you can see the corpus callosum. So this part is a corpus callosum. Here is a corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is a white matter connecting the different lobes of the cerebrum, namely the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. So these are the lobes of the cerebrum. Now you can also appreciate a septum pellucidum. That's a curtain which separates the right and the left lateral ventricles, which runs from above the corpus callosum above and runs to another band of white matter called the fornix here. So septum pellucidum runs from corpus callosum to fornix like a curtain separating the right and the left lateral ventricles. Okay, so now let's look at the cerebrum. Cerebrum has three poles. That is the frontal pole tip and temporal pole in the front and occipital pole behind. Also you can make out the lobes of the cerebrum here. So here is the occipital lobe. That's occipital lobe, which is separated by a parieto-occipital sulcus here. Okay, that you have to, this is the occipital lobe. Now another area which is important is called the cingulate gyrus. So that's a cingulate gyrus. So so this is a corpus callosum. The gyrus just above the corpus callosum is called the cingulate gyrus. So that is the cingulate gyrus. So these are the few major things you can understand, you can follow by viewing the medial surface of the cerebrum. Thank you.